The first crusade I ever went on, we started in Mobile, Alabama, went down to Jacksonville, Florida, and all of a sudden, I'd been singing little churches of 10 people. I'd been a youth pastor at a relatively small church. All of a sudden, I'm standing in front of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people night after night singing. And it was just such an amazing opportunity to get to minister to that many people and to see what God was doing in the lives of people. See, night after night, hundreds, if not thousands of people, young people, weeping and crying and laying down their drugs and getting their life straightened out. It was a truly incredible time, and that always continued. We always saw the results of the ministry.
I can't tell you how many hundreds, if not thousands, of cities he preached in night after night. Here you got 10,000 teenagers and early 20s in a room, some of them detoxing off drugs, and and it's just totally silent. Nobody's moving, and then the invitation to receive Christ, and to see half the auditorium, pack the front of the, you couldn't even fit in the front. It would go all the way down the aisleways, and sometimes even up into the, if it was like a stadium seating type thing, up in the stadium seating, it'd be kids packed in the aisles, and there'd be weeping and crying, and people throwing joints or bags of heroin up on the stage, saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get rid of it. I want to be free.
Workers that were serving at altar calls or, time of prayer for people after meetings, they would, it's like, this guy gave me this gun, what do I do with this guy, or it was just kind of like, wow, okay, this was immediate. They were hearing the message of Christ. They were being, set free right then, and they were ready to leave their old life behind and move forward.
I want every head bowed, every eye closed, not a sound made, please. Jesus, tonight in this building, in the annex, there are people that face an hour of isolation and a night of confusion. Oh, God, we move on because even though we're unworthy, we know that Jesus is merciful and kind, and that He stands beside us. And standing in those shadows, Jesus stands with outstretched arms, saying, come unto me. I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you.
There was a holy anointing on him to penetrate. I think it had to do with what, again, that's that fire shut up in his bones, that seriousness about getting a word from God. So when he stood in the platform, there was real breakthrough. There was real transformation of lives. Very rarely do people come up and say, I heard your dad, speak in the late 60s, and it was pretty good. It was always just like speaking of tremendous changes that were taking place in people's lives.